I am here to talk about just a couple of habits or mom hacks or just, you know, fun tips. Some of it is more like, Mac, hi, Mac Daddy. I miss you, dude. Some of it is kind of, I don't know, I guess you would say, for me, it's kind of like a no brainer type of thing, but for some people, it's a good reminder of things that we can do to be a little bit more ahead of schedule on certain things. But as some of you know, or most of you know, I don't know, I know some of you know, I am a full-time mom. I have a 6-month-old son, 24/7. Me and my husband have 6 kids together. I have an online business and I am in the process of starting another business, in the process of launching it. So I am busy to say the least. We have our older kids in between 4 to 5 times a week. It just depends. But we have a ton of kids. There's a ton of kids here all the time. So the first thing that I do, I get up in the morning and, hi Mac, I love you so much. And I write a list, or you can do it on your phone too, but one thing that is never going to be outdated for me is lists on paper. I like to visualize things and actually write them out, because on a phone, yeah, you can still look at it, and your phone is a great tool to use for time management. I set alarms for literally everything I do. My husband actually gets a little annoyed because I'll forget. I remember to set them, but I forget to turn them off for the next day or the next night, and then we're laying down or doing something and my alarm's going off. So that's where it's unfortunate sometimes. But back to what I was saying, I write a list of at least 3 things that I want to get accomplished, like have to do things. Like these can be things like calling the doctor, making a doctor's appointment. Today I had to call to get my insurance set back up, or my son's insurance set back up. So things that you absolutely know that you need to do that day. So you get 3 of your most important, like, priority things, and I write them out. So these are my 3 things that I absolutely needed to do today. And then I try to think of at least 7 or 8, sometimes more, things that I would really like to get done today. So today I have 2 of the 3 things that I absolutely needed to do marked off, and I've got 2 of the 7 things that I needed to do marked off, which is pretty good on an average day. Believe me, half the time I don't ever even get to the 7 things because it's busy. But that's a good strategy as far as keeping organized, or at least just setting goals. I think it's important to at least have that goal mindset at the beginning of your day. I do literally everything from home. Not necessarily because I have to right now. I mean, the whole COVID thing definitely plays a part, but I do all my schooling online. I do all my business stuff online. Everything is either pen and paper or the computer or my phone. So there's a lot of stuff that needs to be happening all the time, and then you put taking care of kids on top of that, which, not even on top of that, that should always be first priority. Kids come first. I'm a mom before anything else. So I have a 6-month-old that's breastfeeding, so things just in that area can get super busy. So that's my first strategy for having a goal mindset already. You start out your day just knowing that you have goals and things that you need to tack off a list. And visually, I like to see it right in front of me and I can mark stuff off. That's my favorite part. I love crossing stuff out that I've done. That's literally like one of the highlights of my day, where I can be like, okay, yes, I've got that done. And it's a good idea just so you don't overwhelm yourself. I know a lot of moms, especially me, just speaking for myself, I think that I need to do everything all at once, and that can overwhelm me. So I'm thinking of all this stuff that I need to do, but if I at least have those 3 things set that I know that I absolutely need to do, then I'm not trying to overwhelm myself with stuff constantly. And then if I get to the other 7 things, that's awesome. I'm ahead of the game. If I don't, I'm not going to be kicking myself for it. I mean, I might a little bit, but it's not going to be like, some giant disaster if I don't get to them, as long as I get those other 3 things done. And then the next thing I had is moving into house care, things that I like to use that are not expensive. They're usually right on hand. Hydrogen peroxide being one of them. I use it for all sorts of stuff. It's a disinfectant. It cleans fungus. It cleans bacteria. I use it a lot of the time. I'll mix it with baking soda or white vinegar, which are the other 2 things that I was going to talk about. But those 3 things in your house being a staple for cleaning, they can unclog sinks, they can unclog toilets. I mean, these 3 things are like my wonder cleaning supplies. I have something coming in the mail in a couple days that's a natural cleaner, but as of lately, that's what I use for surfaces because, like I said before, 3 other times I have a 6-month-old, so when I'm cleaning, trays and stuff like that, or just any other surface that I know that he's touching, I don't like to have a bunch of chemicals on it. Even if I wipe down with an antibacterial wipe, I'll still go over it with either peroxide or white vinegar. The only thing with white vinegar is the smell sometimes bothers people. If you put essential oils in it, like peppermint or orange essential oils, those smells will stay a lot longer than the vinegar smell. So the vinegar smell will kind of dissipate, but the essential oils will kind of stay around a little bit. Does that make sense? So peroxide and baking soda also is really good for carpet stains. If you have light carpet, a lot of kids or pets running around, I've seen baking soda and peroxide work better on a carpet stain than any other stain remover, like store-bought stain remover. And it removes blood, whatever the case may be. Kids get hurt, parents get hurt, people get hurt. So it helps with stains on clothes, all that good stuff. I had to write another list so I would remember what I was talking about. What else do we have here? Crock pot meals. That is definitely a key point for the time of year that it is. I know for a lot of moms out there, I use my crock pot a ton, even during the summer too, but especially during the fall and the winter, having all night before prep, like, that's huge for me. If I know that we're going to be doing something, or like I said, lately I do everything from home, but during normal times, if I'm going to be doing something with my kids the next day, if we need to go out somewhere, let's say, Christmas Eve, everybody's going to be enjoying the holidays. Everybody wants to be ready kind of at a decent time after presents and everything. I get everything ready the night before as far as the kids' clothes, my clothes, any kind of meal prep stuff. Even if it were just a regular day after that, I would be trying to get meal prep stuff done the night before so I don't have to wake up and stress out about it the next morning. I know for a lot of women out there that seems, it's pretty understandable, and it takes a lot of stress off you. It takes a lot of stress out of the home atmosphere just in general. I mean, when you don't have to worry about extra steps on top of what you already have to do that day. And then we have, toy jail. I do a little bit different variation of this. I have done the whole toy jail thing with my older 2. And it cuts down on messes is the thing. Like, moms do not like messy houses. Please, kids, pick up your toys. And it gets to the point where you're telling them over and over and over again. So this is kind of an incentive thing. You take their stuff and you make them either do a chore. I like the Bible version of it also. You make them either say a Bible verse or you make them do a chore in order to get their toy back. And it kind of just reminds them that they need to be picking up their stuff or they're going to keep getting their stuff taken. Now I've kind of moved into you either pick your stuff up or I'm going to throw it in the garbage. And that has worked well for me recently. And a lot of the time, they don't even notice that their stuff's gone, but I legitimately throw their stuff away. If you think that's wasteful, I'm sorry, but I'm tired of picking it all up. So, toy jail is a good option for, letting them get their stuff back. But once they haven't listened for so many times, then I go a little bit extreme with it. But, picking up the house 1,000 times is not my favorite thing. It's actually on my top list of pet peeves. So that's a fun one. But we're getting into more of the fun stuff now. Oh, I wanted to go over one more thing with injuries, or we have a lot of boys, a gang of boys. So kids get hurt a lot. They wrestle around a lot. They roughhouse a lot. This is a good thing for when somebody gets injured or bumps their head or hits their knee or whatever it may be. It's a little bit different option than just an ice pack. But this is a bag of marshmallows. And marshmallows do freeze. So you just have a bag in the freezer, and it's a good, pliable, soft ice pack. You can use it, on those bumps and bruises and whatever they may be getting themselves into to get hurt. This is good for kids, and it's kind of fun. It's funner than, just getting a bag of ice. And most kids don't want to hold a bag of ice on their injury. It's either too cold or uncomfortable, so this is good for that. And if you guys have any parenting or momming hacks that you would like to share, I would love to hear them, and I'm sure other people would too. Moms need each other. We need each other to get through this. That's another thing. Most of you know that I love the Lord. I love Jesus, and believe you me, this is more of a lifestyle than anything, and a belief and a love like none other. But there's a lot of prayer that goes into my day every single day. I can't even tell you how many times I go to the Lord for stuff, whether it's my frustration or the kids' frustration or whatever it is. Praying that's where it's at. And then, I don't know, you guys might have seen my story last night, but this is a fun one for the kids and a little bit of a hack, I guess. But since it's colder outside, our kids love s'mores. They love to go have a fire outside, and I know that they sorely miss that during the winter. Hi, Jocelyn. So what I do is and they have specific ones that they make for like their little inside stove. I guess they make like a whole setup for it. But I have the Sterno canned heat. So they have bigger cans of it, and I didn't know that until just recently after I had already bought these. But they're usually in like the camping and the outdoors section, and I'll buy like a 2 or 4 pack of them. And these are really fun to set up like a cutting board, or what I used last night was, why can't I think of it right now? A baking pan, a glass, like a 13 by 9 inch baking pan. And you just set them in there, make sure the kids know not to touch them, and you light them on fire, and you use shish kebab sticks and marshmallows. I mean, try not to use the ice pack marshmallows, but you use marshmallows and you just get to roast s'mores inside. So that was really fun. So that's a fun little trick for them. And then I had another one, but my high chair is not here yet. That's one of Knox's practical presence. But basically, I'll tell you guys about it anyways. I like to be able to show you guys too, but you get one of the big command hooks. Those of you with little tiny babies, you get the big command hooks and you hook one of them to the back of a high chair, and then you are able to hang your bibs on the back of the high chair, which is good so you're not running around all over the place looking for bibs, because I do that constantly. So yeah, that's about all I have for you guys tonight. I hope you enjoyed it. And like I said, if you guys have any other mom tips or things you want to share, I would love to hear it. Put it in my memory bank. But yeah, I hope you guys are having a really good night. I'm sure I'll see you or talk to you before Christmas, but thank you guys for watching, and I love you. Bye.